My name is Adilu Akiemi, and today I'll be leading us in the conversation how to become an automatic millionaire with Bitcoin. It's going to be an interesting conversation because I'm sure many people are wondering, okay, automatic, how does that work? Millionaire, is that in Naira or in dollars? With Bitcoin, are you sure? We're going to be answering all of these questions today. For those who are interested, there's been a lot of buzz about going to 40,000, coming to 33,000, going back to 37. There's been a lot of highs and lows. And is there something we can do about it? Is there something you can do about it? Is there a way to take control of this beast? Are we in a bear season or a bull season? And what exactly do we need to do? So we're going to be examining how to become a millionaire, an automatic millionaire with Bitcoin in the next few minutes. I'd like to give us a few quick ground rules. If you would like to comment, you can comment on there's a place by the side where you can send a message to the panelists. There's a place where you can send a message to panelists and attendees. You can choose panelists and attendees. And then you have a place for question and answers. There's a box for question and answers. So if you have a question that you like answered, you can type your question there. And as soon as I finish with the session, I will answer those questions. Today, we want to talk about how to become an automatic millionaire. Now, listen, in the world of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins, there are a lot of possibilities as well as a lot of potentials to make mistakes and to get wrecked. Okay, the terminology in the crypto world is REKT, is wrecked. That's when you invest in something and the value begins to tumble after you have invested in it, and instead of getting 10x 20x, you probably get 1 over 20 or 1 over 100x. Okay, so all of these are possible in this play, and that is why you need to be strategic. And what I want to share today is how you can be strategic. And in case you have never stumbled on it, there is actually a very interesting book that covers this topic, Automatic Millionaire. I want to recommend that if you can get the book, it won't be a bad book to get. I think it's an interesting book. I'm trying to find for you the name of the author is David Bach. David Bach wrote a book, I think a number of years ago, The Automatic Millionaire. I think it's a book you want to read because I'm going to be sharing some thoughts from the back of that book in my conversation with you today. Now, what exactly does it mean to become an automatic millionaire? The book Automatic Millionaire has a few key summaries. I was able to shrink it down into 3 key ideas. Okay, and the 3 key ideas are very simple. In becoming an automatic millionaire, according to this book summary, it says there's something called the latte factor, which basically says everybody, the average American buys coffee every day. And he's saying your coffee is about $3.50. If you put away the money for your coffee, for your daily coffee, into an investment opportunity, and we aggregate what investments have done over the course of the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you will realize that anybody could have become a millionaire in dollars by just taking the money they use in drinking coffee and using it to do other things. And if you are a Nigerian, you're not a coffee drinker as such, but you have other habits that you get enrolled in. Maybe you drink malt, maybe you drink soft drinks, maybe you are a beer drinker, maybe you are a smoker, maybe you do something every day, maybe you are quite peckish, you buy biscuits or you eat suya, or there's something that you just basically spend on a regular basis. If you aggregate all the things you spend on the things you can avoid every day and decide to save it for the long term, basically ensure that the income that you have, rather than spend it all, you employ a part of it on a regular small amount on a regular basis, it can make anyone become a millionaire in dollars. And there was a case study of a particular couple. I call them the McIntyres. The McIntyres, even though they never earned phenomenal income in a year, were able to become millionaires in dollars. They had about a bank balance of about $2 million at some point in their careers just by employing the latte factor. So the first key thought there is the latte factor, basically saying aggregate your waste, aggregate everything you spend on rubbish every day and just put it towards something. I remember a wife sharing about her husband, how over the course of 1 year, she had been able to save about ₦1 million from just picking her husband's pockets. Of course, she wasn't picking it to steal, but every time the husband had the clothes somewhere before they send it to dry cleaners, which they would just send it to dry cleaners, and the dry cleaner would probably be the lucky one making the money. She goes the extra mile of checking his pockets, withdrawing whatever currency or cash is available in the pocket and keeping it somewhere. And in a period of time, she had technically raised ₦1 million from just pocket picking. So if you look at all that aggregate of money left in the pockets that is being spent on one thing or the other, you can imagine the kind of reserves that could have been created. So the latter factor, find the money you're spending that doesn't make any sense, aggregate it together and put it towards savings. Number 2, key summary from the book is pay yourself first. Okay, many of us have a lot of things we pay. We have bills to pay, we have expenses to pay. We pay the light man, we pay the water man, we pay the plumber, we pay the debt person that carries the dirt, you pay the telecommunications company, you pay for data, you pay for a variety of things. And these payments are almost automated. You pay them, you just pay them. One of the things, one of the disciplines you might want to begin to put is pay yourself first. And there's a very interesting book. Interestingly, somebody bought me a book as a gift. He had been talking about it. I'd read the summary of the book. It's called Profit First by Mike McAlowis. And basically he's talking about ensuring that you're doing your business. Don't say income minus expense equals profit. Put profit first and say income minus profit equals expense. Meaning that you can separate your profit first. You can ensure that your profit is separated before you begin to calculate your expense. Okay. So you can basically ensure that you're getting something across yourself on a fairly regular basis, monthly, weekly, daily. Pay yourself first. Okay. Please, I'd like to know if you can hear me. Somebody complains that I can't hear anything. I think it's a localized challenge. If you're here and you can hear me, please type in that chat box here, I can hear. Okay, and you can make sure that it is to panelists and attendees so that anybody else who cannot hear knows that there are people here who can hear, and it's fine. Okay, excellent. So I know that people are hearing. If you're not hearing on your side, it must be internet. And don't worry, the recording is going to be available as well. And then the third thing you want to do to ensure that you can become an automatic millionaire is move money to savings daily, weekly, or monthly. It requires a lot. And this is a very interesting rule of thumb. It says whatever you want to do, if it requires a lot of discipline, it probably won't work because most human beings are not disciplined. So whatever you want to do requires a lot of discipline, it won't work. All good things you want to do or be involved in, one simple thing you can do is automate it. Okay, someone says my voice is low. Let me increase the volume and see if that works better. And you can hear me louder and clearer. Okay, I want you to hear me. You need to hear me. It's important that you hear me. So if it's not clear to you, let's make sure that it's clear so that you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, excellent. So I'm sure it's clear where you are now. The voice is perfect as it is. Okay, excellent. So 3 key things. 1, the latte factor. Aggregate what you're spending on nonsense. Sorry, shawarma, burger, all those kind of things, and aggregate it towards saving on a regular basis. Pay yourself first before you pay anybody else. Try to strive for 10% of whatever income is coming in to go out before your expenses begin to go out. And number 3, automatically move money daily to savings. Don't allow your discipline to be what drives the process. Allow there to be an automated debit. Let an automated debit hit your bank account on a monthly basis to ensure that this is going on. This is a sure way to ensure that you can become an automatic millionaire. Now, once we've sorted this out and you're playing by these 3 key rules, what you want to ask yourself is, so what do I put the money into and how do I ensure that I'm working automated like this? And what is the guarantee that this will get me the kind of income that I need to earn? So let's look at that very quickly. The entire summary of the book, it says if you want to stop worrying about money and build yourself the financial future of your dreams, you should do it. You should do one simple thing. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. And whether it's creating a retirement plan, setting aside some emergency money, or paying off your debt, the most important thing to do is do it automatically. This way, you can benefit from compound interest. And as the years go by, you can sit back, relax, and accumulate millions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you a way in which you can get this done. And if it is, if you have a challenge, please feel free to buzz me later. I'll connect you with who you need to talk with. Somebody's asking me a particular question here. We'll sort you out. So the key thing is, whatever it is you want to do, you want to give to a charity, automate it. You want to save for your retirement, automate it. You want to have an emergency fund, automate it. Whatever it is that you want to do, you want to ensure that there's a direct debit happening on your account on a monthly, weekly, regular basis to ensure that you are automating. So essentially, you want to ensure that it's automated. Now, how can you do this and what makes this work? I'm going to show you a number of parameters to let you see how this works. Now, the beautiful thing here, the keywords I want to look at here is compound interest. So the moment you begin to aggregate on a regular basis, either for your debt, either for your charity, or for your retirement plan, the moment you have an automated system that is building it, you can enjoy the beauties of compound interest. And I like us to look at two people who decided to use the value of compound interest. So one of them is a 25-year-old who decides to set aside $500 a year for 10 years in a row, and then no more investments after they clocked 34. So they did it for 10 years. And there's somebody else who didn't start until after this one stopped at 35, but did it for the remaining 30 years until they retired. One started at 25 and stopped at 35, and that started at 35 and stopped at 65. And look at what their potentials were and what their capabilities were. The one who was doing $5,000 per year by the 10th year now had about $100,000. The one who started at 35 and did it for 65 for 30 years had $600,000. And the one who did it earlier, if they had continued in time, will have saved an extra $200,000 by just keeping it up in time. Essentially, we realize that if, how earlier a person takes advantage of compound interest, the more they have the opportunity for the money to grow. And even if you are late, you can still start. You just want to be consistent. Okay, what you really want to do is ensure that you are consistent. So compound interest is the power of habits over time, the power of automated systems over time. If you can do this regularly and do it over time, phenomenal things can happen. And in case you've forgotten what you learned in school about compound interest, let me remind you. Okay, you have an amount, and that's the final amount you get. And before you get this final amount, there are a few things that interact together, and you can see how they interact. One of the key factors that is important is your principal. How much are you starting with? Okay, another very, very important factor is what is the rate? What is your rate of interest? And how many times are you investing per year is also very crucial. And then the things that become really, really crucial is time and the amount of times per year, because these are the exponential values. What creates the exponential values for you in compound interest is time and the amount of times in a year that you actually make the investments happen. If you get these two correctly, they become a serious amplifier for whatever value you have and whatever value you're putting in on a regular basis. Now, so I've told you what it means to be automated. So this you can do with savings, this you can do with stocks, this you can do with fixed deposits, this you can do with treasury bills, this you can do with any value that has the capacity for compound interest over time is what you can invest this way. Now, why is Bitcoin, why are cryptocurrencies such a beautiful tool for this? Now, do your own research. Do not take my words as investment advice, but this is something you can look at the trend yourself and see exactly how things have played over time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to pay key attention to this. Now, over the course of the last 9-10 years, we have seen an astronomical rise in the value of Bitcoin. Now, because of this compounding value that we have seen, sometimes it went down, sometimes it went up. Between 2014 and 2017, you can see some downs, and then up. 2018 and 2019, you can see a downtrend as well. It's going to be gone down. It means this is not a short-term investment plan. This is something you want to hold and stick in for a long time because the potentials for capital gains are extreme. Now, I want to show you this. I want to show you a calculator that can show you what this looks like. I'd like you to really, really pay attention to this and have a look at this. So there's something very exciting we have here from BitNob. It's called a DCA calculator. And what exactly is DCA about? DCA is dollar cost averaging. It means I am taking a position every day to ensure that I am buying some crypto, some Bitcoin, and I'm calculating the value of what I'm getting. So I want to show you very briefly. Let's say, for example, somebody here started investing $1. So, okay, $1 on a monthly basis. Okay, somebody was investing $1 on a monthly basis since July 2010, and then decides to do that investment till now. That person will have invested $128 in all. Please pay attention and listen to this. It will rock your mind. That person will have invested $128 in all. Guess what the person will be worth today? Look at the table in front of you. The person today will be worth $2,138,575.42. That is crazy, isn't it? That is a return on investment of 1.67 million. 1.67 million % return on investment is what the person will have generated over the last 11 years by investing $1 per month. If you are in this room today and $1 per month, not per day, not per week, $1 per month would not have been a challenge for you 11 years ago, can you type in that window, wow? Okay, can you type in that chat box, wow? okay, because it is really, really, really wow. $1 at that time was about 120 naira. $1 later became about 200 naira. $1 became 360 naira. $1 became 500 naira. And if you had been doing $1 per month since the year July 2010, and you have done it today, you will be a millionaire in dollars today. And all you will have invested will have been $128 only. And this is without an initial capital investment, by just telling yourself, whether I gain or whether I lose, I just want to be doing this on a regular basis. You want to do amounts that will not rob you of significant value. You want to do amounts that will not make you feel bad, that it's losing value, it's gaining value. Whether it's going up or it's going down, it's just DCA, dollar cost averaging. Now, I'm sure people in this room thinking, what? $1 a month? Come on, I can do it in a week. Okay, I can do it weekly. So every week, in fact, let's say you can't even do it every week. Let's say you can do it bi-weekly. It means you are doing it twice in a month. Twice in a month for the last 11 years, what will your worth be? If you are doing it twice in a month, you would have saved $275 today. You'll be worth $5 million. $5 million. You'll be worth $5 million. Isn't that incredible? For just doing $1 every other week. So let's say, for example, you are doing it weekly. What is the potential of what can happen if you are doing it weekly? From the dollar cost averaging, you'll be worth $10 million. And in case you are here and you're wondering, what if I did it every day? What if I'm just doing $1 daily and I'm just doing $1 daily? What will I be worth today? Of course, your guess is as good as mine. It requires a lot of thinking, because the number of days for the last 11 years will probably come to an investment of about $3,839 is what you will have invested in this market in 11 years. And guess what? You'll be worth $74 million today. Okay, and that is if you started when it started and you did dollar cost averaging and just kept on going at it. Your $3,839 over the last 11 years of you doing this daily, 10 and a half years, will have come to $74 million today. Ladies and gentlemen, dollar cost averaging is amazing. You don't need to know how to trade. You don't need to try to game the market and say, oh, it's going high, let me sell. Oh, it's going low, let me buy more. No, you just do a steady plan, an automated plan to say, you know what, every week, every month without fail, I'm going to put this together. Now, I said to people, some of us could have done $100, let's play with this. Some of us will have done $100 every month. So every month, $100 back then was 12,000 naira. Okay, and after a while, $100 became 20,000 naira. Some of us for the past 11 years have been earning that kind of value. Imagine you put $100 every month for the last 11 years. What is likely to be your possibility? Okay, if you are doing $100 every month since July 2010, then today you will be valued at 213 million US dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure if you are not very wealthy today, it is not because you couldn't have been. It is because maybe opportunity, maybe you are not aware early enough. Maybe you are, you're not aware, you didn't believe in it. Or let's do a quick sample. Okay, so only a few people could really have enjoyed this because people got into understanding cryptocurrency at different stages in their journey. Some people found out in 2013. Some people found out in 2015. Some people found out in 2017. So I'd like you to type in that chat box there, what year did you find out? Okay, if we have 10 people, that's enough. What year did you hear for the first time about cryptocurrency? Okay, Clove Jones says 2017. Okay, Lufaya says 2017. Okay, excellent. Someone says 2020, 2018, 2021. Excellent. 2008. Wow, it's 2008 here. Daniel Pop, 2008. That's amazing. That's freaking amazing. Okay, I have a senior there. Okay, 2018. Now, reality is, I got to know about this in 2016. And I've made my blunders. What I'm teaching you today and sharing with you today was not what I decided to embrace. I jumped on the wagon of, hey, we can get this quickly and get out quickly, make money quickly and run away quickly as well. But they say that the day that your money begins is the day you wake up. So I want to encourage you, wake up. So let's do something. The average date I'm seeing here is 2017, 2018. So let's play 2018. 2018 was one of those funny years where the numbers kept on tumbling. So let's do a quick play. Let's say, for example, I want to play with 2018, and say people go to hear about it 2018, let's start from January 1, 2018 till date. And let's say, for example, from that time, you have been investing $100 on a monthly basis, where will you be today? Now, reality is, if you had invested $100 on a monthly basis since the day you found out in 2018, your $3,800 will have become $18,000 today. You will have had a 379% return on investment. It's a shorter period of time. It's like 3 years, short period of time, but you'll have had 379% return on investment, better than anything else you have invested in. And because it's a high risk portfolio, you probably wouldn't have put all your money in it, but you'll have put a decent amount, $100 on a monthly basis. And this is what you'll have achieved for you as well. Okay. Someone says, as you're telling me now, okay, that's what you're getting to know. It started like gibberish, it started like scam. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell people, do not put your life savings. Do not put what you will need to pull out. Do not put what you want to use to pay your children's school fees. Do not put what you want to use immediately. What you want to do, this is a portion of your portfolio that you can afford not to look at for the next 10 to 20 years. You want to play in this space and see it create good value for you. Now, listen, I know how to trade. Okay, I have accounts in Binance, I have accounts in Bittrex, I have accounts in BitMEX, I have accounts in Hybrid Block, I have accounts in CoinTiger, I have accounts in OKEX, I have accounts in KuCoin, I have accounts in, I have accounts in every, in a number of places, in over 20 places where you want to trade. I have an account there. Okay, I have accounts. Why? Because I participated in a number of investment opportunities that required me having to pull out my tokens in the places where it was available in. But I have a number of DEXs I use as well. I'm very actively using Uniswap, 1inch. I use 1inch. I use a variety of channels to be able to exchange and get the value out of tokens. I understand this play. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to become an automatic millionaire. What you want to do is automate the process of saving regularly. And that's where BitNob knocks them all out. BitNob provides you with an opportunity to be able to tie your card to your account, and daily Naira withdrawals can be made from your account, and it can be turned to BTC on a regular basis. And you can start with as low as $1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some people have said, I have a challenge, my own account is not moving daily. It may be your bank. Okay, it may be that your bank, you need to notify your bank and let your bank know, I want to be doing this regularly. Please do not deny it. Do not deny the instruction when it comes. This is what I use. And I've set for some accounts I have daily, for some accounts I have weekly, for some projects I have monthly, and I'm doing this over the long haul. Ladies and gentlemen, do not put, the day you put 500,000 Naira in it, your heart will begin to palpitate when you see the numbers going down. The day you put 5 million Naira in it, you will be excited when it's going up, and then the excitement will fast be lost once it begins to come down. The best strategy, having tried this, having failed, having gotten involved in projects that became worthless in a short period of time, having realized a number of things over the course of the last 4 years, I have come to realize and learn that this is a long game. This is a long game. You need to be patient. You need to be putting funds that have, have the capacity not to touch for the next 5-10 years and watch it grow. Okay. So if you are not in Nigeria, you will still find the app there, but it may not be useful for you now. But I'll encourage you, download it, have it in place, because expansion will happen to different parts of the world as well. There's a very solid technical team on board that is driving how that process happens and how to ensure that it's solid, for across board. But today it's available in Nigeria. The next expansion place will be Ghana, and then gradually a few other African places, and then around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the best way to ensure that you mitigate against all the risks and all the trading learnings that many people want to learn is to ensure that you can do dollar cost averaging. Now, right now, we are in a bull market. What does that mean? It means there's a lot of institutional interest in the cryptocurrency systems. There's a lot of money being pumped in. Companies are putting 10% of their portfolios, 5% of their portfolios. There's a company that put 90% of their portfolios. And companies who couldn't buy Bitcoin directly decided to invest in the shares of that company, because that company began to return high returns on investments as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the market is currently bullish. How you can survive this bullish ride is by doing daily cost averaging. Close your eyes and tell yourself, what can I duplicate regularly? What can I do on a daily basis? What can I do on a weekly basis? What can I do on a monthly basis? And then commit to begin to do it and grow over time. This is not investing with anybody. This is you managing your own investments yourself. This is you doing your own research and saying, I don't want to get involved in this in a way that can hurt my emotions or hurt my finances or hurt my plans. I want to put money here that can grow in time. And ladies and gentlemen, if a friend of yours puts a lot more money and the market goes bullish and the person earns more, you may indeed feel bad, because we have done research has shown that people don't feel bad because they earn less. People feel bad because they earn less than their friends. But that's where you need to, inculcate some discipline and ensure, you know what, it's a long game I'm playing. I'm willing to wait this through and do this gradually. And the starting point where all the energy comes is Bitcoin. There are other cryptocurrencies, no doubt. Bitcoin will probably expand to them in the years to come, in the days to the months to come. But Bitcoin is what is controlling over 50% of the capitalization of the cryptocurrency market. You want to ensure that that is where you are as well. Don't do too much at one bite. Do it little by little and grow it over time. So for those here who say, you know what, since I got to know about this, what if I was doing $10 on a daily basis? I could do $10 on a daily basis. What if that's what I did since 2018? You are doing $10 on a daily basis. For this calculator, today, you'll have put in 11,000 and you will have 53,000. Okay, not much difference between doing it daily and doing it at a larger value on a monthly basis, but you'll have done a 382% return on your investment. Ladies and gentlemen, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Well, guess the next best time? The next best time is here. Okay. Someone says, I don't get it clearly. So let me ask a few questions. Straight away as we bring this gradually to a close. Somebody says, please record this video. Yes, Ahmed, it is being recorded and it will be made available on different channels. It makes sense now. Power of compound interest. I remember Kolo used to put money when we were children. That's fantastic. Someone says, sir, you mentioned something about Nigeria and Bitnob. I didn't get it clearly. May I ask for a recap of that? What I'm saying is, if you're in Nigeria today, Bitnob works fine. I'm saying that outside Nigeria and a few other countries, they may not be able to tie their own cards yet because it is currently working with the Nigerian banking system. So it works with MasterCard, Visa card attached to your local bank in Nigeria. Anybody who wants to use Bitnob right now still needs to do it from within their Nigerian accounting system. It's expanding gradually to Ghana and to a few other places around the world. That is what I mean. Okay. So does it have integration with payment platform? Yes, it has integration with Paystack. Someone says, what about Luno? Yes, I have an account with Luno as well. I check a few things out in Luno, but personally, I am more interested in Bitnob. I'm excited about Bitnob. I'm involved in Bitnob, and I can tell you that it's exciting. The interface is beautiful. The UI UX is amazing. So I think check it out. Check it out and make your choices for yourself. Okay, someone says I'm using the GT Bank Naira MasterCard. If I do it manually, it goes through, but on auto, it's not working. I think you need to get in touch with your bank. I think we're having a few naughty cases like that with GT Bank. Get in touch with your bank and tell them, look, I'm the one that did this for my account. They may think that it's, have you signed to this? They may be trying to protect you. So you may want to get in touch with them and see how that can work. Any charges? Of course, there are charges. There are charges and there are fees. Okay, let me wrap up this session and then we'll go to question and answer. So essentially, this is an example. I've just given you the Bitnob DCA calculator to show you an idea of how you can calculate what the value will have been. If you have been doing this from the beginning, you'll be millionaires in dollars today. But guess what? We still have 10 years ahead of us. For as long as you have 10 years to live, there's a lot you can do. So that's it in a nutshell. If you want to become an automated millionaire, you want to do this regularly, daily, put something aside. Bitnob gives you the option to be able to do daily cost averaging, dollar cost averaging, daily, weekly, monthly, as frequently as you want. You can have plans for 1 year. After 1 year, you can start a plan again, and then you can continue to build and build and build. So thank you very much for listening to me. I will go straight away into question and answers, and I will make that a separate recording.